Hey Google, stop. That would be fun music to play. But we don't want to mess up our situation. And we don't have audio. Hello. How are you guys? Playing around with. Tonight on the menu is OBS. Hope you guys aren't tired of me yet. But I'm gonna figure out this streaming thing. Tonight we have about four or five stories to discuss, and the most I think interesting for a lot of folks is the Diddy stuff. Just looking to see if I wanted to hear my output. Well, I imagine if anybody complains, try to disable for. Why is it disabled? Interesting. We'll have to. Well, that's an error right there. That's something we need to fix. First and foremost, the main story that I have is Sean Combs. His team tried the Trump approach. If Trump can do it, why can't I? Why can't I? It's bizarre, right? But his team wrote a letter, and here is that letter for you all. Let me pull it over here so I can see it as well. Oh, you know what? Moving it changes the orientation. At any rate, we've got movement. So it says, "Dear Judge, we respectfully submit this letter on behalf of Sean Combs." It's a, let's see, 2 pages, so we won't. I'm glad they said that. They said that these letters are rehashing old arguments. If you haven't noticed, they are bringing up the same thing. They're making slight edits to it. So thanks for saving our time. But they state that they are writing shorter letters. They're being very specific because they want to make sure that their client gets out. And all that has been postponed to next week. So there's that letter, and then I'm going to show you guys what they have to say about the defense. It's just so silly. He compares himself to Trump. He says he should be able to get out in time for Thanksgiving. Oh my God, this guy. So he says he should have the same heightened standard as Trump. He should basically have the same privileges, which really is crazy to me. He cites that Trump's team had, that basically Trump was a potential threat to, I guess you could say, his victims, because that case has been ruled on, and that he was, how should I say this, because I don't want this to mess with the trolls, but they said that basically he was a potential threat, but he didn't do anything. There are no complaints that anyone has been bothered, and that he understood the law, and that their client will do the same. Someone with Trump's power was able to move around freely, and he should be able to do the same. You took a chance on him, why not take a chance on me? They are also stating that this is an issue of reputation, and that the government is intentionally trying to ruin his reputation. That they have basically assaulted his reputation. I'm just imparting just my opinion on this. I think that I think it's questionable whether they both have good or bad reputations, and I don't think that our opinion about Trump has changed a lot. Those of us that know him, there's a lot of people that never liked him, like even when he was considered cool. So I think that this is a case of you see what you want to see, and they're saying that he reserves the right to criticize and speak out against the prosecution. And he thinks that his liberty is being taken away, and he believes that Trump's liberty was preserved, and that he was able to speak his case. And he feels like, what does it say there? I know that's not what they're trying to say, but it's really coming off as like he wants the ability to influence jurors, and he can't do that behind prison walls, which sounds crazy to me, which sounds absolutely crazy. So I think that it's the same song and dance over and over again. Let's do some updates on the actual hearing from today. And if you thought everything was going to be hashed out today, then you are wrong. You are wrong. That is not how they do. Today, for the most part, the judge requested additional documentation, and they postponed it till next week. What do you guys think? Do you think that the judge is scared to rule? I mean, there's been previous judges who've already said no. Like, what? Like, what are you waiting for? Are you trying to show that you're tough? Are you trying to show that you are really putting some thought into it? Like, what's holding you up? It's all there in front of you. It doesn't make a lot of sense. What else do you need is the question. I would love to know what he wants specifically. The attorneys proposed the bail package. It's going to sound similar than it has every single week. It's house arrest, 24/7 security, no contact with alleged victims or witnesses. Let me see here. It's the same old thing, guys. It's the same old thing. They're comparing this proposal to that of Mike Jeffries, the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. Okay, so here's the difference. And I don't know either situation, so this is just my opinion. I feel like there's a potential for violence and coercion in one situation and not in the other. I don't know that. I did look at the filing that was that pertains to Mike Jeffries' case. I did not see the potential violence and or the things that are being alleged against Sean Combs. So that's the thing, that we're missing the whole violence part. It's one thing to like pay a girl's rent, like if you never say anything, but like if you might end up like potentially disappearing from this earth if you don't do my version, that might be the part that's a little scary. Yeah, come on now. They're citing him as a flight risk, threat to the community. You guys already heard this before. And the issue of the tape, though. So they're still alleging that the video was edited in a way that makes it look way worse for Combs, and that somehow, some way, Cassie deserved the ass beating. I mean, I'm just trying to understand, like, okay, so you didn't throw the vase, but like, who kicked her though? Was that your foot? Did she kick herself? He didn't drag her back. Then, but I did see a drag, so it's kind of like, you know, that's not the fine line between abuse and not. Like, that's just like it's levels of ass beating that's being committed. So it's like, I didn't really get you good this time, but I got you. But it wasn't like the works, girl. Like, relax. But they're trying to say, without saying, and they've been saying this from the very beginning, it was a tumultuous relationship. It was a consensual relationship, and he was damaged, she was damaged. They were those type of people that did stuff like that. That is what they've been trying to say from the beginning. These two were down for it. They were the type that would get into a tussle and then have a freak off and do it all over again. She would want to leave him. He would want to leave her. There was a lot of toxicity, and they all signed up for it until they didn't want to be in it anymore. It's not fair for you to sit here and pretend that you were a victim. That's what they want to say. And that's even what Kalina Harper is trying to say in her last interview. Her version is she was a fun girl. She was down for it until she wasn't. And I will always see her as being this person who just wanted to play until she wanted to grow up. That check must have been good. At any rate, they are stating that that he doesn't have that. This is interesting. So they're stating that his First Amendment rights should be protected for his communications. Are we still... Listen. Here's the one the piece of paper, the writing pad that had legal on it. Meanwhile, here are all the communications. This is you and your private investigator, you know, that's reaching out to witnesses. These are like the PIs that you allegedly had, I'm going to say allegedly on that one, reaching out to content creators. This is all the inmates that let you use their phone accounts. This is the contact me ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to sit there and say, this one right here, you took it, and you're not supposed to read that. But meanwhile, you can't stop talking. Like, literally, they found that he reached out to someone yesterday when he wasn't supposed to. Like yesterday, like post-bail hearing where they're talking about... my God. It was that serious, right? Oh, this is funny. Oh my God. It's crazy. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Anyway, let's move on to something fun. Something fun would be... You guys gonna go see Wicked? I'm going to go see it on Wednesday with my daughter. But this actor, his name is Jonathan Bailey. So Jonathan has been integrating Cynthia Erivo in the conversation at times where the media only wants to focus on Ariana Grande. And Cynthia actually complained about this early on, stating that people leave her out of the conversation. They often had to... Yeah, and Cynthia, you know, like literally physically at times bring her into the shot because a lot of media just don't think that she's relevant. She's no Ariana Grande because she's not a singer. I mean, she sings, but she's not we don't know her as a singer. We know her first as an actress. Of course, she's classically trained. She can sing. I believe that she's a theater actress, so that's where she honed her skills. But for the most part, she's a black woman, and at times they don't see our value. So this was an amazing thing that he said.
But what were your nerves like on the first day on set when you were singing to a musical icon like Ariana Grande? I mean, I'd say I completely just...
Did you hear him? Let's do it again. So he says it under his breath, but he says it, and he corrects homeboy. Listen.
I know you have a background in musical theater, but what were your nerves like on the first day on set when you were singing to a musical icon like Ariana Grande?
Cynthia.
I mean, I'd say I completely disassociated. I vaguely remember it's my toupee in foreground and John True going in the background. You train really hard. Obviously, knowing that Ari and Cynthia are two of the best vocalists we have, we're going to be there. I just had to go for gold. And it was amazing. I had a facelift in the G Force. The sheer heft of their vocal prowess.
Jonathan, I know you have a background in musical theater.
I think that's so sweet. Now, if you go on X, there are so many people that, I mean, it's very nuanced. And it's funny because the folks that shared it, I think it's by comicbook.com, they shared it and they were like, oh, Jonathan Bailey talks about his experience with his co-stars. They don't even see it from the lens of he is actually representing for her, and this is why representation matters. You've got this woman, and every time I see Ariana Grande, I see Cynthia right there. That is by design, and you better believe that Ariana is behind that as well. She wants to make sure that her co-star gets as much shine as she does, and he didn't have to do that, you know. But it's funny that black folks and other folks that are sensitive to this called this out, and so this video went viral thanking him for that, but the original post it made no reference to that. So I was like, how embarrassing is it for that reporter? And I hope that he got the picture, because like I said, there were so many people that thought that what he did was commendable, and that he's the type of actor that does this, and he's done this in the past. So I really thought that was awesome. And it's also a teachable moment for people that don't know, especially like from his perspective. He doesn't know what Cynthia goes through. How would he? So other people can see this and say, oh, wait, you know, like, we all worked our asses off on this project. If I'm in that position, then I can do the same thing. It doesn't have to be ugly. It doesn't have to be a whole moment, you know, because you don't want to ruin your press tour. You know what I'm saying? But it was a very classy way of saying, hey, yeah, like, my girls. So I love that. I love that. What's going on with Drake, y'all? Drake is suing UMG over Kendrick's They Not Like Us. I kind of thought that Drake would just let it go, you know, because you clearly lost this. So you just let it go. You just let it ride. Like, hey, you're not always going to be on top. Sometimes you got to take the L. You gather yourself and you move on. And I actually thought that he was doing that. When I saw the BBL Drizzy thing, I was like, oh, this is fun. He isn't a sore loser. He's having fun with it. You know, like, BBL Drizzy, if you guys don't know the context of that, but some people were saying that Drake has a BBL because, I don't know. Allegedly, Drake has a penchant for augmentation, that he gets his body done or something. I don't know. I have no idea. And so that was a diss, but they turned it into something fun. And that song was huge. Not as big as They Not Like Us. It's not ever going to be. It's a completely different. We're talking anthem. We're talking summertime jam. Okay? We'll look back at it fondly, but it will not be They Not Like Us. When I tell you, here in Los Angeles, when I tell you, you could be walking on the street and that song come on, and I'm telling you, like, people was just like, and it's not just black people. Like, I went to a couple of like the California African American Museum has like this series of like very eclectic, kind of like cool. It's not world music, but it's alternative, like hip hop and just different, like world beats, whatever, you feel me, right? And so it gets a diverse audience at times, but it's a lot of fun. And I remember, I have a video, it's on my Instagram, of like this song came on. I think this is the first time I heard it out. Like, I've definitely heard it around, you know, the house and stuff like that. So like that night was a diverse night. I think they had a really popular DJ. I say diverse as much white people, Mexicans, some Asians, black people. When I tell you that everybody was dancing, and I panned the room with my phone, right? Well, it's not a room, we're outside. And everybody's dancing and they're all on beat. Like everybody, there's something about that song that everyone can rap it, everyone can dance to it, and you're not doing frivolous, stupid dances. Like it's with intention, like you feel it. It's just one of those songs. I can't believe that he would allege that this song was purposely put out there, forced on us. That just goes to show that there are a lot of songs that are forced on us, but this song was not one of those. Now, it's not lost on me that this song was not popular in other parts of the country. Kendrick is from LA, so there is a different vibe going on there. You know, it's like hometown. You know, it feels different. Our music feels different to us. There's a pride that comes with music that comes out of LA. So like we're a little bit more, I think there's more bias, I guess, when we hear music originate out of here, as you can imagine, when NWA and Tupac and Too Short, E40, like to this day, as grown as I am, I will go there I will get dumb and get stupid. I will get hyphy for E40. I'm from Northern California. What are we doing? In corporate, I'll find a way to tap it out. Like it's our stuff. So yes, maybe it was a little bit hotter than it was in Spokane or like, you know, Chattanooga. I don't know. But how dare he claim that the song, what does it say? That influencers were paid and what? And it's in the hired bots? Lord, hired bots to boost the track's popularity artificially. Just so you know, this does happen in the music industry. There are, like, you Google it, you'll find whole rooms of like phones. They'll all be hanging from the wall, and they are like designed to just go and download music and all kind. It's crazy, and record companies do pay for this. So what here's the thing. He's speaking on what really happens, and I got you on that. But have you been a recipient of such a thing as well? Was any of your music put through this same machine also? And quite possibly, like, let's just say that it was a popular track and it was put through the same thing. Whose music isn't put through that? I just really think that it's actually a groundbreaking case, but because he appears to be the loser in this, he looks like a weirdo. And in the black community, in the hip hop community, losing with grace is just not really a thing. Either you lose or either you out, like I'm done, I'm gonna go lay down somewhere. You take your L's in your face. Like there's no like way to sit here and say, wait everybody, let's talk about the nature of music. Right now, in the midst of all of this, like don't do this right now. Do this when your song goes out there. Do this when your songs don't perform as well. Do this when somebody else's song blows up and we're like, who is that? Who is Ice Spice? Who? Like, why not do it then? So it'll be interesting to see what happens. He also sent a cease and desist to the NFL for the Super Bowl for the song to not be played. How dare you? What is going on? Like, are you in your feelings? I honestly think that I'm having too much fun on this topic. I actually just hurt myself. I honestly think that this is going to ruin his reputation. And you're coming off like a Karen. It's getting very Karen. It's getting very, can I speak to your manager? I don't care if I ruined the birthday party. I want my fucking cheese fries. It's giving cheese fries. But the babies are crying. They can't get the music, the sound system through the door. It's all, but you want your damn cheese fries? Like, girl. It's giving female energy. Anyway, it says UMG allegedly refused internal resolution attempts and pointed Drake towards suing Lamar directly, which is really what it comes down to. Why are you gonna try to go for the head? Come on over here and sue him, and let's really laugh this up. Let's really laugh this up. Why can't we have a beef? You want to stop me? You want to silence me? That is such a Karen move. Anyway. Crazy, y'all. Crazy. What do we have next? Oh, okay, cool. So Wicked. So who's gonna go see Wicked? Hopefully everyone. Let's support Cynthia. And if you haven't seen the actual seen the play, you can still enjoy it. You can still, there's been quite a few oh, I forget the name of the what is her name again? Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Got this other computer over here, girl. I'm not gonna play with y'all tonight. Elphaba. So there have been, I think, 3 or 4 black women that's played that role. So this is it's still like a monumental kind of a moment, like for this to be the first film and for Cynthia to play it. So I didn't like what Cynthia did when she played, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Why am I doing this off the cuff? What is it again? Harriet Tubman. To be fair, I did not like the script. Okay? I think it's okay to say that. I didn't like the script. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't like her, but because the script was bad, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but like there was like this great white hype moment, and I just was not into it. I'm just like, she was a thug. Like, why are we trying to turn this into a Disney movie? But I've seen her in other things, and I'm down to give her a chance. I think that she's amazing, and I want to see her rock it. I'm worried about how thin she is. It's kind of weird, but like the fans are so diehard. Let me fix this for you guys before I share it with you guys. That AMC said, y'all will not be singing nor taking pictures. First and foremost, somebody thought it was a great idea to take a photo of the first image. And I'm going to show it to you right now. So the first image looks something like that. I'll scroll down further. Let's see right here. So this is the first image right here. And so homeboy was like, show your Wicked Part 1 photos. Yes, you know, like pumped, right? And then look, they were like, oh no, don't do that. And then here's the Karen. If you can't see off your phone for a few hours to watch the movie, then stay home. I wish you would make me go home. And then, you know, look, put your damn phone away, watch the damn movie, and show some damn respect. I can't, right? Like, and then please turn off your phone. It's a simple matter of respect. Respect for your fellow moviegoers. Respect for the hundreds of people who poured themselves into making the film. I want you to notice right now, I have made films. I have been in films. If you snap the first frame of my film and post it, that's an amazing feeling because you're promoting my film. It's organic. You're proud to be there. You're showing my art. Do not speak for the people that are in front of the screen, behind the screen for this. You don't know us, girl. Like, shut up. Also, the cool thing about being, I hate like when I'm doing this LA thing, it's like, I'm your ambassador to Los Angeles. But there's really cool things that happen here. So, for the most part, think about all the people that worked on this film, all the people, and there's tons right? So not everybody gets invited to the premiere. Not everybody can go. So the cool thing is that when the movie opens up, especially in the Valley, a lot of people go. So like especially for like the earlier, I did especially too many times, I'm sorry. The early, like the matinees and the shows during the week, you can go first week, and you'll probably be sitting with people who worked on the film. That's been my experience. So if you go like Sherman Oaks, definitely Burbank, North Hollywood, then it's likely that someone that not that you know, sorry, but people associated with the film are there, and they're all watching it together. Like this what did I see? That was it was a Marvel movie that I went to in Burbank. It was the first weekend. It was the matinee, I think, of the day of, and there were so many people in that room that worked together. There was a cluster of production folks. There were some people that they worked on the score, and then they bring their families, and so they're watching it in a different way. Oh, Barbie, as well. When I went to see Barbie, I was sitting there, and these people in front of us, one guy did something. I don't even remember the part. He was one of the Kens, and his whole family came. So like when you're like sitting with people who are a part of the movie, it feels really special because you can feel that energy. Like, wait, this gonna be me. You know, like that's fun, right? Then you also got this element of musical like people who love the musicals, and I say they're musical people because my sister is one of them. They're like the fans, the fanatics. They'll sing the shit. They dress up in the outfits. It gets kind of weird. I cannot relate to that. There's nothing that will make me want to wear a pink outfit, scream, at the screen, or sing the songs. I'm not going to do that. I will take a picture though, especially for I think for Black Panther, I did something like that. For, things that are monumental that feel, especially for the culture, I would post that if that's what we're doing. Now you come over here and tell me to turn my phone off, the movie is over. We're going to talk the whole time. So if I were you and you're feeling compelled to go and mother or father someone and tell them how they're breaking the rules or the code of moviegoers, and just you ruin your own night at that point. So I think that's crazy. But AMC has also so AMC has created a policy specifically for this release saying that there's no singing in the movie. So you are not allowed to sing with the songs that are being played on the screen. They want to ensure an uninterrupted viewing experience, and they say silence is golden. Look, Cynthia Erivo says she understands the urge to sing, but encourages audiences to save it for later viewings. So give me the parameters. So we can't sing this week, but we can sing when the movie is going going to HBO or something. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, how long is the band? Because some people will just wait. Some people will just wait to go. People are going to sing. People are going to sing. What does it say? Oh, well, check this out. AMC is going to offer a special sing-along screening starting December 25th, allowing fans to engage with the film interactively. Why not do this? Why not have sing-along versions and quiet versions? You got your 3D versions. Give everybody what they want. Get all the money up front. December 25th, the money is gone. The money has been spent. Who wants to wait that long? Oh, I'm going to wait a whole extra month so I can sing? That sounds crazy. Like, you guys are just wasting everybody's time with this. I don't know. I didn't think I'd have that much to say about Wicked. And now I feel complete. So last month I did a story on Vivica Fox and Miss Lisa Ray. And so Lisa Ray was on, she was on live, I believe. And, you know, she's just saying hi to her fans. And let me cue that up here while I talk to y'all. She's saying hi to her fans, and, you know, you're so beautiful. And she's like, thank you, you know, that sort of thing. And then someone says, you are more beautiful than Vivica Fox. Now, mind you, Lisa is driving. She is also trying to read the words, you know, it's on live, so it's scrolling. So she's like kind of struggling, like, okay. And you know how sometimes when you read, you're reading out loud, like you're processing at the same time. I think that's what happened, because she reads this out loud. Like, I honestly, they're homegirls, so I honestly don't think that she would have ever like read, oh, okay, like Shay, you know what I'm saying? Probably would have remove that person from the chat or just not said it at all. But because I think she has so many things going on, she's driving, she's on live, you know, like that, both processes slow down your processing, your brain processing. So that's my version of what I think happened there. And there was nothing that came out after that. It ran up in the blogs a little bit and then it went away. Well, apparently Vivica Fox went on Tamron Hall a month ago, kind of discussing the chatter around her looks and talking more specifically about, you know, whether she wants to date or not. So I'm just going to set this up and I'm going to play this video.
Got a new movie called Lamar Holiday, and before we went to break, I read this quote from you. You talked about finally coming into your womanhood after decades of being on what you call the treadmill of success. Yes. What does coming into womanhood mean?
Taking the time to smell the roses that I planted. You know, I've been doing this for such a long time. I've built homes that I remember some of my life in the swimming pool. Yeah, to sit in the backyard and have a cup of coffee and smell the roses. Okay. Vivica, and she's from Indiana. Look at you now. We're chasing the next role.
Where do you think that came from?
Me? Oh, well, I'm very career driven. I am.
Were you all as a child? Did you grow around?
I'll let it play.
Like the high work ethic. Where did that? Because at some point I do think you pick things up. I don't know if any of us are born with work ethic. I think you see it, or you want it for some reason.
Yeah, I always admired people that were successful. The reason I moved to California was because I went to see Michael Jackson and Diana Ross in concert. Now in my womanhood, feeling comfortable saying I'm 60, not like, oh, don't say my age. I admired, yes. I admired women like Sophia Loren, Tina Turner, you know,
Angela Bassett. I know you did an interview. You said of Tina Turner to Angela Bassett to Pam Grier, who you both love so much. You said you've compared them to fine wines because it gets better with time.
Yes. I actually named my production company after Pam Grier, Foxy Brown. So my production company is Foxy Brown Productions. Just because the first beautiful, strong woman I saw on screen was.
I agree. I think that might have been the first too. Okay. And Pam watches, so we love you. But listen, I got to ask you, going back to that treadmill of success. So now you've come into this womanhood moment. You are still working very hard. The Lost Holiday. Have you gone out to have a cup of coffee in the backyard?
I do now. I live in a beautiful home with a beautiful view. Every morning I wake up, I thank God that for all the blessings. Because I built that house. I built that house. And so I'm grateful, and I definitely take the time. And I swim in my pool.
In the movie The Lost Holiday, you executive produce, you play Cassandra, a grieving mom, coming to terms with not just the loss of her estranged son, but the discovery that her son was gay. It's with Jussie Smollett.
Yeah.
Just a quick little insert. That's a really good film. It's cute, you know, it has indie vibes to it, but Jussie Smollett stars in it, and it's a different side of Vivica's acting. Now, I'm not talking about, like, it's not like Oscar award winning or anything like that, but as far as our genre of these kinds of movies go, very cute, and I think well done.
Yes. You know Jussie from Empire. You've known him a long time. One of the other things that I love about you is that You offer grace to people. Yes. And you have offered Jussie grace at this time. And listen, that's not easy. People have very strong opinions about it. And all of the events that are still playing out. Why did you? Because your name, your brand is solid. Your brand is impeccable. Yes. Why?
Okay, let me summarize for you. So then Vivica goes on to say that she's at the point of her life. I know, I wish I would have shown you that part. She's at the point of her life where she wants to settle down. Okay, I shouldn't say it like that. She's ready to settle down. And she was saying that just because, you know, she hasn't had children, hasn't been married, doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with women like her that haven't had those early experiences. She says the experiences that she's had in her life makes her valuable, and that women that haven't gone through those things should not be considered like, I'm trying to think of a better word, because they should be thought as less than women or somebody's trash, if you will. And the reason why I say that is because Charleston White, a complete idiot in my opinion, had something to say about her being ready to settle down, and this went viral. Why do we give this person a platform? I don't know. I have no idea. But I do think that in case anybody hears this or thinks this, it's important for people to have the conversation. Like, if someone made you feel like you are not valuable, people like this, then it's followed up by a message to uplift you. So that's why I'm sharing it. Let's see what he's talking about.
Vivica Fox says she's ready to settle down now.
Ain't nobody settling down with no burnout, ho. Nigga don't want no burnout. Man, once a woman get 31, 32, and nigga, she done had fun in her 20s, she's a burnout. That's why you see Jamie Foxx with a 22-year-old. That's why you see Floyd Mayweather with a 21-year-old. Niggas is looking for a turnout. Not a burnout. Many hoes burn out, nigga, at 28, 29, 30, and they done had fun from 17 to then. Nigga, they burn out. That's a high mileage vehicle. Nigga, that motherfucking transmission finna go out soon. And you gonna have to get a new transmission. A new transmission costs damn near what a new car costs. So nigga, go get you a new car. Yeah, nigga, fuck them burnouts, nigga. Man, them burnouts just good for a moment. See, them burnout hoes like that is just good for 1 or 2, 3 fucks. A woman like Vivica Fox don't know how to take and please a man to the fullest because she's been selfish. That's why she ain't been married. It's been all about her. That's why you gotta eat her pussy first. That's why you gotta take her out.
I'm sorry.
Turn out this bright-eyed and bushy tail.
What you think is like they're trained, like they're
conditioned.
I didn't know that word was coming, guys. I'm sorry about that.
No, they're conditioned. They're not trained. The Bible speaks of training. The Bible says you're supposed.
You notice how he changes his whole shtick? Like, he now is speaking like a normal person. That whole country yelling and acting a fool changes when he references the Bible. I've seen him do this before. Oh, charlatan ass Negro.
Train up a child in the way that they should go. So when you think about training, think about.
I can't stand a Negro that will take one piece of scripture and want to build a whole dang discussion / Okay, let me watch my words here because I'm getting upset. Blasphemous comes to mind. You're a complete fool and buffoon. All right, I'll let you listen to what a little bit more. I don't think there's much left.
Our police training, fire training. We're raising kids. We teach them some things, but we're not training them. So that's why they're on the way to go because they haven't been trained up. So nigga, ain't nobody training these hoes.
See how his vernacular changes? His cadence, rather?
Man, these hoes being conditioned based off the type of man they attract and the type of man they choose to let inside them.
Okay, so I like to think that my audience is full of intellectuals, and so I'm definitely not trying to insult your intelligence by playing this buffoonery. I mean, I just made myself tired by playing it. My point is that I see a lot of young women online who have 7 to 10 layer skincare routines at a very young age because they are fearful of getting old. If you were to go on TikTok right now and type in Gen Z getting old, there are so many young women saying that they are fearful of getting old. Old to them, turning 30. I'm 27, 28, 29, and I'm so afraid of getting old. And this fear is driving them to get augmentations early, to get fillers, and Botox, and to remove fat in their face. I mean, just all these different things they believe are going to preserve their youth. And when you hear this kind of stuff, I mean, I don't know if this person has children. I mean, he is a comedian, and a lot of what people do online is a shtick. You better believe that some part of what I'm doing right now is not a real version of my personality. So you can't take what these people are saying as, to heart, because we know what it takes to get you to click on these videos and to listen. Especially that Negro. That hooping and hollering and jumping up and down and saying stuff your uncle would say, and then turning his whole head around and sitting here and saying, and the Bible says, like, I bet you he got about 3-4 other personalities in there, but he's an entertainer. These children don't realize that folks are saying things that the algorithm wants you to say, and they're also doing things that stand out from the crowd. So, I mean, I have a daughter that, let's see, she's 27, she'll be 28 in February, and she's a baby, she's got a long way to go, and she's showing me all the stuff she has for her hair and for her face, and I'm thinking, like, okay, at her age, I didn't even wear like foundation. Now, a girl would wear some, I'd wear some mascara, definitely would have my lip gloss, I would like wear eyeliner, and when I was going out, then I would put on some foundation or powder, and that was appropriate. That was okay. And I feel like that's the kind of thing that's going to keep you young. You use makeup as needed when you develop situations like if you develop hyperpigmentation or you want to correct things. I don't think that any of these... I don't have any scientific proof, but I honestly feel like if you need a 7-layer like skincare routine,
low battery.
That's my security system. If you need that at 14, I think you got a problem, and I think that you will ruin your skin. I think it'll ruin your skin versus preserving it. That's just my thought. But it's shit like this that makes women think that their value is between their legs or their shelf life because they're not being used. Training someone up to be what? To be what you want them to be? Or are you mad because there's some people that would never choose you? And I'm not saying Vivica is in him or in the same realm, or that they would ever, even meet each other. But I don't understand why there's not a world where you can have what you want, and there are women like Vivica that can be selfish, that can have a long career, fulfilled life, and decide, I want to do it a different kind of way. Why are we not okay with other people doing shit the way they want to? Like, I don't understand that. Like, why is it not okay for her to live her life the way she wants to, and for me to live it the way I want to? I don't get that. Like, where it's like everybody should be the same. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really think that he feels that way. I just think he's just saying it just to say it. But, they talk about her a lot, and I just don't understand the fixation. 60 is like, that's Auntie T. Like, I would never expect my 60-year-old family members to be able to run on the catwalk or to be able to like pull nobody young. Like my aunties are chilling there in their moo-moos, You know, when they're dressed up and they look good. I have one auntie that I think she is 60 now. She looks young, and it's just like, wow, like it's amazing. Like she's so beautiful, and she still got her shape and everything. Like when she's with us, she's running with us. Nobody knows that she is 60, but she's an anomaly. I don't expect for 60 to look like that for everybody. I hope 60 looks like that for me, but we act like we don't have 60-year-old people in our family or down the street. You know, there's some people that's 60 years old who can barely walk, like who can barely talk, who are dealing with physical issues. There's some people who won't live to even see that age. So why are we expecting her to look like she did like 20, 30 years ago? Why is this news? I think that we have to, women, I think it's our job to definitely protect our young girls and even our friends, even our peers, you know, like most of my girlfriends are in their 50s now. Most of them are. I have some girlfriends as young as in their 30s, like late 30s, about to embark on the 40s, and I'm like, the 40s are fun, girl. That 40 is a great age, and they're all scared to turn 40, and I'm like, no, 40 is gonna be bomb. But they start to get a little around 50, and I've seen a few of my girlfriends past 50, and they still look good, still can fit in their clothes. Like it's actually a very unusual standard they're setting. I hope that I can make them proud. But still, just like, it's a blessing to be alive that long. I don't think at 60 years old, I want to be somebody's piece of candy. I don't want to still be like, ooh, girl, you still out here doing it? Like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it. But, like, don't expect me to knock your socks off. Like Halle Berry said today, like, there's more to life than being just beautiful. All right, enough of that. Last story of the evening. This went kind of long. I don't know if I'm gonna do this again, y'all. I don't know. Let's get back to this one. And this fool, Porsha and Simon. So some legal updates, because there's a lot going on there. Porsha, was granted a temporary possession of the home that they shared together. And she was also provided permission to film on the premises. I don't know if you guys knew that, but he wanted to stop her from filming there as well. So he, in turn, past few days, he filed a defamation lawsuit against her, stating that her post about erectile dysfunction that did not include his name, right, or anything, has affected his ability to get a relationship or have a relationship. But basically, long story short, he feels like those posts were intended for him and they're affecting his real life. When I heard this story, I was like, I thought she was going to be back in Africa. Like, why is he still here? How is he still here? I don't understand that. Like, shouldn't he be gone? Like, isn't he in this country illegally? If anybody needs an immigration attorney, hire that dude, whoever's representing him, because I surely thought this will wrap itself up. He will be on the next thing smoking. I don't know if you guys are aware, but he was in this country illegally, then was, I would say, the equivalent of deported, but I don't know the word, because I think it is. I think he was deported and then came back into the country. So he's not even supposed to be here. So I'm like, why are you still here? I mean, honestly, I'd have been like, child, I'm just going to wait till he gets sent home, because you're getting on my nerves. But let me see real quick about the deportation, because I don't want to leave y'all with that if that's not true. So he is fighting deportation. So he must be still fighting. Fighting deportation after a criminal past involving fraud, felony charges, and oh my gosh. Do you guys do like background checks on people before you start dating them? If you don't, you should start. I have saved myself from some very sticky situations by running background checks. And if you see something there, you should just run. I wouldn't chance it. I wouldn't say, oh, he's changed. Especially, felonies, any prison time. I wouldn't do it. And I wouldn't recommend for you to do it either. So he got here in 90, is that 85? On a visitor's visa. He overstayed, which is what a lot of folks do, so that's not uncommon. And then he tried to gain citizenship by marrying someone. They found out that the marriage wasn't real. And Immigration and Naturalization Service said that it was fake, and they initiated the deportation proceedings. Then it says that allegedly he left on his own accord. Then he returned a year later with a 6-month visitor's visa, but overstayed again. Simon got busted for bank and credit card fraud on several occasions. He faced felony charges, prompting the U.S. to initiate deportation proceedings for a second time. While the government was waiting on deportation, he obtained a green card using a fake identity, applied for a special agricultural worker immigration program, and did not include his criminal history. They approved the green card and allowed him to stay under the false identity. Then he tried to apply for naturalization in 2016. He wanted to become a full citizen rather than a green card holder. At this point, the government said that his temporary residence his status was unlawfully granted. Okay, so they finally figured it out. Where did I hear that story about him sneaking back into the country? Let me see. I know I didn't make that up, did I? This is why you gotta have your facts. Oh, okay. Wow, he was arrested in 89 for unauthorized use of a vehicle and arrested a few times. 90, 91, 89. Later 91. Then, okay, so he was deported in 92. Dang, this is crazy. He gets here in 87, arrested for bank and credit card fraud, pleads guilty to the felony. Then in 89, he's arrested again for taking someone's car. It's called stealing. And then arrested in 90 for fraud, 91. And then later, that's finally when they were like, we're going to deport him. So before they deported him, they found out about the identity thing. Did they send him away? He becomes a resident in 92. He leaves and then he comes back. But then he tries to apply for naturalization in 2016. Okay, I see what happened there. He's busy. How do you get away with this? Do you know if I did one of these things that my life would just be forever changed? If I got one felony, that would be it. That would be it. Like, just busy. And my thing is, like, you're getting out, you're committing felonies, getting out, and only to do it right back again. This kind of energy doesn't leave a body. Like, you just don't stop. Like, you know what? I think I'm going to give that life up. At least that's just my thoughts. I don't know. I've never been that type of person. But it does say that he requested a hearing. Denial was reaffirmed in 2022. So what's happening now? He filed a complaint asking the court to vacate the denial and grant him U.S. citizenship. And it was dismissed earlier this year. Yet he's still here, and he's using the court system to his advantage. Maybe that's the beauty of him staying here, is that he's tying up he's staying in court. So it makes a lot of sense that he is suing his ex-wife. You know, my ex-husband took me to court several times. Several times. As soon as he lost, he would go right back and he would file again. You know, custody. You know how that goes. But his whole thing was to exhaust. I couldn't afford it. I was like, listen, I'm here so much. I'm just going to represent myself. Just like, it's us again. That's a miserable person that sit here and sue you to death. Like, honestly, like, if you ever want to get back at someone that you were in a marriage with or a relationship with, sue them. Because, I mean, I think it's in our DNA to be just extremely afraid of the court system. Just any entity that has any, obviously, any control over our lives and our livelihood. And it is an extremely scary feeling to go into that place and to think, if I walk out of here, things will be forever different. So he's terrorizing her. It's harassment. And I heard Funky Dineva say earlier that he thinks that it's because he's heartbroken and that he loves her so much. And I'm just like, what a way to show it, right? Like, just leave me alone. See, that's the problem. Getting these relationships, we need to have a conversation about our exit strategy. I know you don't really truly know somebody until you see them mad, right? Among other things, but like, one of my questions is always, so what happens if we break up? Like, what's an amicable breakup? Like, what kind of person are you when you don't like somebody, when it's over? And it's always like, oh, I just go about my business. I just leave it alone. But some people just decide when they attach to you, like, we're here, like, forever. Like, you and I are a thing, whether we're together or not. That is so scary to me. You cannot trust a person that you've decided that you no longer want to have a relationship with, and they still want to be there in your space, and they want to torment you for not being with them. I don't know why they broke up. And to be honest with you, I'm not on either person's side, because I really thought that this relationship was strange. I like Porsha Williams as a character on television. She's fun to watch. I really hope that she's going to be on Housewives, because I love that franchise. I don't know much about Simon to really dislike him outside of, like, the rap sheet is crazy, and so he's somebody I wouldn't deal with personally, but he probably got hella cool outside of the criminal activity. I don't know. So I have no, like, alliance really when it comes to these two. I just find I find them getting together being messy, and so I'm not surprised by how messy their breakup is. But I know how it feels to have somebody constantly messing with you, like, just thinking about things to do to you to hurt you. And that right there is a horrible feeling. And the relief that you feel when that person leaves you alone, oh my God. the peace that you have in your life when somebody take their foot off your neck. For that, I do hope that Simon just calms down and just pick somebody else, pick someone else to put all this energy into, because that's one thing about somebody that put a lot of energy into you, whether it's good or bad, like, you're gonna feel it. That being said, this is the longest live I've ever done. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe not the longest, but I hope somebody enjoyed it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. My goal is to go live every day. Not this long though. Absolutely not. But yeah, definitely trying to get my weight up. I've worked as an actress and producer and a writer in this business for a very long time, but I've always had a fascination with hosting. I did stand up there for a hot second before I had my little one. So I've always felt like a person that had a lot to say. If you go on my page, you will see some attempts at creating content, some old stuff. And yeah, you know, I'm not ashamed of those things. All these experiences have made me who I am, but certainly I see the power of social media and telling our stories. Us telling our stories. Black folks, women, you know. That's why I'm here. So appreciate you guys that are watching, and I'm going to go ahead and take my son to 7-Eleven because he wants some snacks. Bye.